this is again 2012 paper 1 May June. So you need to understand this particular part and you need to complete it. So right now currently they are giving us how many marks? They're giving us 5 marks for that complete part. So we'll be solving it completely. So they are saying the coordinates of A are -3, 2 and the coordinates of C are 5, 6. The midpoint of AC is M and the perpendicular bisector of AC cuts the x-axis. Now, there is a lot of information which is given to us right now. So we'll try to break it down into each and every single part to complete it. Now, the first thing which they are asking is the equation for MB. What is the equation of MB? We'll try to read it one more time and then we'll try to think what are the coordinates right now. The coordinates of A are -3, 2. The coordinates C are. The midpoint of AC is M. So first thing which I need is the coordinate of M here. What is the coordinate? And the perpendicular bisector of AC. The perpendicular bisector of AC curves the x-axis at B. Now we'll try to make it and we'll try to draw the figure for this complete part. Now this was your x-axis. For example, this is the graph right now. Okay, I'm just drawing it randomly. It's not a proper diagram. Just making it randomly. So I have 3, -3, 2, -3, 2 somewhere over there. This is my A wala coordinate -3, 2, and this is the C coordinate C, which is 5, 6. I'm drawing the line. This is the line, and this is the midpoint somewhere over there. I don't know exact where is the midpoint, but this is my midpoint, and this is the blue line, which is also called a perpendicular bisector. Now, why it is called a perpendicular bisector? Because it is going through the midpoint of A and C. That's why this is called a perpendicular bisector, right? So now this particular point, when this perpendicular bisector goes through this thing, so they are saying the perpendicular bisector of AC cuts the x-axis at B. So x-axis at B, this is the point B over there. So you need to understand. You need to draw the diagram and you need to understand what they are trying to ask. If you are not drawing the diagram, then you do have to visualize. आपको समझ में भी नहीं आएगा हो क्या रहा है यहाँ पे actual में. So the first thing is that we need to figure out the equation of this blue line, right? And after that, I'll be talking about the coordinates of B. पहले तो blue line की equation निकाल देना. The first thing which I'm supposed to do is to figure out the coordinates of M. Now M is basically the midpoint. So if I'm going to get the midpoint, so this is going to be x1 plus x2 divide by 2 comma y1 plus y2 divide by 2. So the value of x1 is -3 plus 5 divide by 2. This is going to be 2 plus 6 divide by 2, and that is going to be now 2 upon 2, 8 upon 2, and that is going to be 1 comma 4. So this is the coordinate M, right? So I got the midpoint, which is now M. So after getting the midpoint, because I need the equation, so that means I need the gradient of this line also. So I'll try to figure out the gradient of AC. So I'll use the formula y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1, and the value of y2 is 6 minus 2 and x2 is going to be 5 minus 3, and this is going to be 4. 5 plus 3, this is going to be 4 upon 8. This will become 1 upon 2. This is the gradient of this line of AC. Now, if you got the gradient, this line gradient is basically 1 upon 2. So obviously, a blue wali line ka gradient you guys already know that this is going to be -2, right? So you got the coordinates of M, you got the coordinate, you got the gradient of this blue line. Now you will try to figure out. So now I'll do the working with the blue pen ताकि आपको पता हो. So the value of gradient is -2. The coordinates of M are 1 comma 4. I'll try to figure out the equation y minus y1 equals to M x minus x1. I'll be putting down the values. So M is going to be -2 x minus 1. This will become y minus 4 minus 2x plus 2. And the equation of this line is going to be now y equals to minus 2x plus 2 plus 4. And that is going to be y equals to minus 2x plus 6. This is the equation of the line, right? Now, in the next part, they are asking for the coordinates of B, right? So you need to understand the basic thing about the coordinates of B, that if they are asking for the coordinates and B is lying on the x-axis, so whenever any coordinate which lie on the x-axis, so that means the value of y on that particular point is going to be 0 because x-axis पे lie कर रहा था. So I have this equation of the line, which is y equals to -2x, y equals to -2x plus 6, y की जगह पे 0 because x-axis पे Move 2x on the other side, it will become positive, and x is equals to 6 divided by 2. This is going to be 3. So the coordinates of B are going to be now 3 comma 0. So that's how you got how many marks? 5 marks for this proper part, right? So moving forward towards the next part, second part, I've done the first part for you guys. Okay. Now what is happening for the second part? Show that AB is perpendicular to BC. Show that AB is perpendicular to BC. So we'll try to prove it first. Second part they're asking for. So I need to figure out the gradient of BC first. So the coordinates of BC are 3 comma 0, and the coordinates of C, which I already know, are 5 comma 6. I'll try to just take out the gradient here. What is the gradient is coming right now? So 6 minus 0, 5 minus 3, and the gradient is going to be 6 upon uh, 5 minus 3 is basically 2, and this is going to be the gradient which I'm getting right now is basically 6 upon 2, right? And that means the gradient is 3. This is the main point. Now they were saying here, show that AB, we have figured out the gradient of BC. Now I'll try to figure out the gradient of AB. The coordinates of A are minus 3 comma 2. The coordinates of B are 3 comma 0. So I'll be taking out the gradient, which is y2 minus y1, y2 minus y1, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. That is going to be minus 2 upon 6, and that will become minus 1 upon 3. This is the gradient, right? So I got two of the gradients. हमें पता है ये दोनों gradients हमारे पास आ गए. Now moving forward, what is happening right now is कि I'll try to use this equation. So this was my m1, this is my m2. So m1 multiplied by m2 is equals to minus 1. If both of the lines are perpendicular, and this is the main thing which you need to follow, अगर m1 की वैल्यू और m2 की वैल्यू पुट करने के बाद if you're getting an answer of -1, that means you have to prove yes they are perpendicular. So the value of m1 is 3, the value of m2 is -1 upon 3. So obviously you are getting -1 on each side. So that means that AB is perpendicular to AC. So that is going to be your answer right now. You have proved it, and you got how many marks? After getting it, 2 marks आपको यहाँ पे मिल गए. Now how you have done it? Because you guys already know that m1 multiplied by m2 is always equals to -1. You have to put down the value of m2 and m1, and if you multiply, you are getting the same value. That means you are doing it correctly. Now moving forward towards the last part, by which you are getting 2 marks only. So the last part is going, given that ABCDs are square, find the coordinates of D and the length of AD. So you need to figure out the coordinates of D and the length of AD first. So we'll try to figure it out what is happening right now. So this was B, A, B, C, and D. This is like this. So we have A, B, and then C, and then D is over here somewhere. So the figure is basically currently like this. I'm going to draw it. Okay, so this is the rough figure right now. I don't know the exact one, but this is a rough figure right now. Okay, this is not the actual square, but it's a kind of a rough figure. I'm trying to draw it. Okay, basically I'm marking all each and every single values. I'm marking A, then I'm marking B, then I'm marking, we have C also, and then I'm marking this one is D, right? So these are some values. मैंने randomly थोड़ा सा इसको बना लिया. Now moving forward to towards this particular part, what is happening right now is कि I know कि whatever the value of AB, whatever जो भी AB की value होगी वो exactly आपके पास DC के बराबर होगी, because they are asking कि this is a square. So vectors के अंदर हमने ये पढ़ा था कि अगर if I'm going to figure out the value of AB, because these two vectors are parallel, and secondly parallel भी है, दोनों का direction भी exactly same है, so these are called equal vectors. So whatever the value of AB is, that is going to be the exact value of DC. So first I'll try to figure out the value of AB. How? OB minus OA. So that's how I'm going to figure it out, ताकि थोड़ा सा आपको यहाँ पे समझ में आए. The coordinates of B were 3 comma 0. So I'll write 3 comma 0. The coordinates of A were minus 3 and 2. So these were the coordinates. So now I'm going to be 3 plus 3 and 0 minus 2. So that's how I'm going to get 6 and -2. So this is the value of AB, and obviously this is the value of DC also. So DC की value भी ये आ रही होगी. Now for DC, I have the equation of this line, which is OC minus OD and I'll make the equation of this line. I'll be shifting OD on the other side. Then I have OC plus DC. I have the coordinates of C also. The coordinates of C are 5 and 6. और DC की वैल्यू हमारे पास ऑलरेडी यहाँ पे है. The value of DC which I already know. You guys have already figured it out the value of DC. तो आपने यहाँ पे DC की वैल्यू पुट करके इसको यहाँ से निकाल लेना. So that was a vector kind of approach. So once you got the answer, that's how you're going to figure it out. और उसके बाद आप यहाँ पे complete इस part को कर सकते हो. I guess आपको यहाँ पे मसला नहीं होगा, right? So this if you're having any sort of confusion in this particular part, please do let me know ताकि मैं इसको explain कर दूंगा proper तरीके से. Okay, basically what was happening in this particular part, I'm going to solve it completely. So now you have shifted DC on the other side. So this was positive. So now this is becomes negative now. So I'm going to put down the values of DC, which you guys already know, which are 6 minus 2. So I'll be solving it. So 5 minus 6 and 6 minus minus plus 2. So you're getting the value of OD. OD value is going to be negative 1 and 8. So that is the value. So that means the coordinates of D are going to be negative 1 comma 8. So you got the coordinates of D. You guys know the coordinates of A also. So you can use the distance formula for this particular part. I'm doing for you guys one more times. The coordinates of A I already know. The coordinates of A are negative 3 comma 2 and the coordinates of D are going to be negative 1 comma 8. Use the distance formula, which is again x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, and then using the distance formula सारी values are put कराओगे, so you are getting a distance of square root 40, and finally in three significant figures you are getting 6.32. That is a simple answer. ठीक है? So guys, you have done this part also. Now moving forward towards the next part, we have May June 2012 paper 1-2. This is the part which we are going to solve it right now. We are getting 6 marks for this complete part. Now again, you need to figure it out what is happening. Now making the diagram, then we are going to figure it out. So the first thing is the point A. The point A has coordinates -1 comma -5, and the point B has coordinates 7 comma 1. The perpendicular bisector of AB meets the x-axis at C and the y-axis at D. Calculate the length of CD. So you need to figure out both of the things right now. So we'll try to figure out. We'll try to draw the diagram first. Then we'll try to understand what is happening right now. So this is the y-axis and this is the x-axis. So these are some. I'm just drawing it randomly. These are some coordinates. This is A, for example. So I have this as A, which is -1 comma -5, and I have this coordinate of B, which is 7 comma 1. 7 comma 1 is lying somewhere over there. B 7 comma 1. I'm drawing it randomly. This is a line of AB and the perpendicular bisector. They are asking the perpendicular bisector of AB. So this line, this perpendicular bisector is basically going, blue line is going through, and this particular point and this particular point we are talking about right now. AB meets the x-axis at C. So this is your C, this coordinate at C, and this particular point where your line is intersecting y-axis, this particular coordinate is known as D. So you need to figure it out. Now it's very easy. Obviously this is D, so that means the x value is going to be 0, and for C the y value is going to be equal to 0. So these are the two information which you need to focus right now. So first I'll do the working for this complete part. Now I have the A and B. I'll just try to figure out the midpoint. So the midpoint, again the formula is x1 plus x2 divided by 2 comma y1 plus y2 divided by 2. The value of x1 is -1. The value, this value is basically going to be, there's going to be -1, and there's going to be +7 divided by 2. There's going to be y1, which is going to be -5, which is going to be +1, and this will become 6 upon 2. This will become -4 upon 2, and you got the coordinates which are going to be 3 comma -2. So these are the coordinates of M. Now after getting the coordinates of M, I'll try to figure out the gradient of AB. AB का gradient आ जाएगा. So I'll figure out the blue line gradient because it's perpendicular to each other. So again, I'll be using y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. The value of y2 is 1. Y1 is -5. The value of x2 is 7 minus 1. And that's how I'm going to figure out. So it will become 1 plus 5. It will become 7 plus 1. This will become 6 upon 8. And after simplification, it will become 3 upon 4. This is my M1. So if I got M1 as 3 upon 4, if this gradient if this gradient is 3 over 4, so obviously the blue line is going to be, the gradient for this blue line is going to be m2, and it is going to be minus 4 over 3. So now I'll be trying to do the working for this particular line. Now I have these two coordinates right now. Okay, so I'm doing the working for this part. I have the gradient m2 as minus 4 upon 3, and then I have the coordinates of m, which are 3 comma negative 2. I'll be using y minus y1 is equals to mx minus x1 to get the equation of this line. So now this is going to be y minus minus 2, m is negative 4 over 3, x minus 3. So y plus 2 is equals to negative 4 over 3, x minus 3. 3 is going to be shifted on the other side. So this will become negative 4 x minus 3, 3y plus 6 minus 4x plus 12, and finally 3y is equals to negative 4x plus 12 minus 6. 3y is equals to negative 4x plus 6. That is the equation of this line. Now if I want to get the coordinate of C, coordinate of C is going to be x comma 0. So the value of y is going to be 0. So I'll be putting y as 0 and 4x. So that's how I'm going to figure it out. So now this is going to be 4x will be shifting on the other side. So now it is going to be x is equals to 6 over 4, and 6 over 4 basically means you got 1.5. So this is the coordinate. So the coordinates of C are going to be now 1.5 comma 0. For D, you will be using the same equation. Now for D, it is going to be 0 comma y. So I'll write 3y is equals to negative 4x plus 6. Now I'll be putting x as 0. So this will become 6 only. So the value of y is going to be 2, and the coordinates of D are going to be 0 comma 2. So that's how I'm going to get the coordinate. C, I have 1.5 comma 0, and D, I have this coordinate. So after getting the two coordinates, they are asking for the length. So again, you can use the distance formula, which you guys already know. You have the coordinate of C, you have the coordinates of D, and use the distance formula, which is again x2 minus x1 whole square, uh, plus y2 minus y1 whole square, right? This is your x1, this is your y1, this is your x2, this is your y2. That's how you're going to get the value. Is it clear, guys? Can we move forward now towards the next part? Is it clear, everyone? Okay, moving towards the next part. Moving towards the next part, we have this again 2012, and right now they're saying that basically we have this complete part. So the curve, now in this particular equation, the curve y equals to intersects the x-axis at A. The tangent to the curve at A intersects the y-axis at C. Show that the equation of the line AC is 5y plus 4x is equals to 8. So that is the main equation, right? The curve y equals to 3x intersects the x-axis at A. The tangent to the curve at A intersects the y-axis at C. So we'll try to figure out, we need to understand and we need to figure out the main equation of this line. Show that the equation of A and C. So first we need to get the coordinates of A and C, then afterwards we need to get. Okay, now for this particular line, what we are supposed to do right now is, okay, for this particular part. Okay, so this part is also related to differentiation also. So लेट्स से कि यू हैव ऑलरेडी गॉट द कोऑर्डिनेट्स ऑफ ए एंड सी. थोड़ा सा मैं आपको गाइड कर देता हूँ, बट ये हम अभी करेंगे नहीं बिकॉज इसके अंदर थोड़ी बहुत डिफरेंशिएशन आ रही है. सो वी विल लीव दिस पार्ट, बट थोड़ा बहुत मैं आप लोगों को एक्सप्लेन कर दूंगा. सो द कर्व y इक्वल्स टू इंटरसेक्ट्स द x एक्सिस एट a. सो व्हेनेवर इट इज इंटरसेक्टिंग x एक्सिस एट a, so you can easily take out the coordinates, right? You can easily figure out what are the coordinates. तो आप यहाँ पे 0 पुट करोगे, सो यू आर गोइंग टू पुट द वैल्यू एज 0. मैं थोड़ा सा बता दूं कि ए वाला कोऑर्डिनेट कैसे निकलेगा. सो आपने कर्व की जगह पे, जो आपके वाई की जगह आपने यहाँ पे 0 पुट किया, एंड यू गॉट -2. देन ये 2 को उधर शिफ्ट किया, सो यू हैव 10 अपॉन 2x प्लस 1. आफ्टर सॉल्विंग इट कंप्लीटली, 2x plus 1 is equals to 10, and this will become 4x plus 2 is equals to 10, and that's how you're going to get the coordinates of a. तो आपके पास यहाँ पे a के coordinates आ गए. The x की value 2 आ गई, so that is going to be 2 comma 0. So you guys already know the coordinates of, कि ये आपके पास यहाँ पे आ जाएंगे. सही है, तो मैं सिर्फ यहाँ तक करवा रहा हूँ इस वाले पार्ट को। आई एम लीविंग दिस पार्ट बिकॉज दिस इज रिलेटेड टू डिफरेंशिएशन, तो इसको किसी और दिन हम डिस्कस करेंगे। सो दिस इज द लास्ट पार्ट विच यू आर डिस्कसिंग फॉर टुडेज क्लास। I'll be providing you the recordings of 2013 and 14 for coordinate geometry also. इसको जरा हम लोग कर लेते हैं। नॉट्स अ वेरी सिंपल इजी पार्ट, इसको जरा हम देख लेते हैं। Now what is happening for this complete part right now is the diagram shows a triangle ABC. So you already know the diagram. You are already looking at the diagram ABC right now, which A, the coordinates of A are 1 comma 3, the coordinates of B are 5 comma 11, and the angle ABC is 90. The point X is 4 comma 4 lies on AC, the equation of the line BC. So first you need to figure out the equation of the line of BC. Because these two lines are perpendicular, I can easily figure out the gradient of this line. हमारे पास m1 की वैल्यू ऑटोमेटिकली निकल आएगी. How exactly I can get the value of m1? I'll try to figure out the gradient of AB by using the formula y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. The value of y2 is 11 minus 3. The value of x2 is 5 minus 1. And that is going to be 8 upon 4. And that is going to be 2. So m1 is going to be 2 right now. So if you got the value of m1 as 2, so obviously m2, which is the line, which is a gradient of this perpendicular line, is going to be negative 1 upon 2. So the value of m2 is negative 1 upon 2. And because I know the coordinates of b, if I know the coordinates of b, so I can easily take out this equation of this line of b, BC right now. So 5 comma 11, I'll be using that particular coordinates right now. So this is now going to be y minus 11 is equals to negative 1 upon 2 x minus 5, and this is going to be y minus 11 is equals to I'll be shifting 2 on the other side, so that is going to be multiplied with the minus, and that will become 2y minus 22 is equals to negative x plus 5, and that's how it is going to be 2y is equals to negative x plus 5 positive 22 minus x plus 27. So this is the equation of this particular line. So I got the equation of this line of BC, right? So after getting the equation of this line of BC, they are asking in the next part, you have already done it, you got 3 marks. Now in the next part, they are asking for the coordinates of C. Now as you guys are looking at these two equations right now, so अगर आप यहाँ पे line पे go through करो, so you have this line of BC which I have highlighted for you, and I have the line of AC also. So if both lines are intersecting at C point, so basically they are asking for the point of intersection, which is C right now. So currently I need the equation of this line of AC. So please do the working for the equation of the line of AC. Now equation of the line AC is basically equation of AC. I don't know the coordinates of C, but I know the coordinates of X, from which I can get the gradient of this line. So M is again y2 minus y1, 4 minus 3, 4 minus 1. The gradient of this line is now going to be 1 over 3. So this is my line. I got the gradient. I can use any coordinate which I want. I'll be using a wala coordinate to get the equation of this line of AC. Y minus 3 is equals to 1 upon 3 x minus 1. 3 is being multiplied. So this is going to be 3y minus 9 is equals to x minus 1. 3y is equals to x minus 1 plus 9. 3y x, and this is going to be positive x, positive 8, right? So now I got this equation number 1 BC. This is my equation number 1. This is my equation number 2. This is equation number 1 right now. This is equation number 2. Now solve it simultaneously so you can easily get the values of your coordinate point of C, and it's a very simple part. Again, I'll try to make subject मैं जरा solve करा देता हूँ आपको. So basically I'll try to make x as subject in this equation. So there's going to be 3y minus 8 is equals to x. So I've already made the subject. इस वाले subject को आप दूसरी वाली equation में put कराओ. So I'm using 2y is equals to, I have this equation of this line. So 2y is equals to negative x plus 27. So instead of writing x, I'll be writing 3y minus 8 plus 27. That will become 2y is equals to negative 3y positive 8 plus 27. And this is going to be, so positive 8, and this is going to be 2y plus 3y. This is going to be 5y and this is going to be 27 plus 8, and that is going to be 35. So this will become 5 is equals to 35. So the value of y is going to be 35 divided by 5. That is going to be 7. So once you got the value of y, now you can use this equation number 3 which you have already made. So I have x is equals to 3y minus 8. So I'll be writing the value of y. This is going to be 3 multiplied by 7, 21 minus 8. So 21 minus 8, you are getting the value as 13. So finally the coordinates of C are going to be 13 comma 7. So that's how we have done 2011 and 2012 in today's class. So if you have any confusion, then please do let me know.